Thank you all for inviting me here today. I'm excited to talk about the company. So I'm Joyce Wang, CEO and co-founder of Ontologic. During my PhD in neuroscience here at MIT, I encountered many technical hurdles that prevented me from moving as quickly as I wanted to in my research. And these hurdles are actually common throughout biotech and pharma. If you're not familiar with this space, essentially one of the most challenging things you can do in the discovery phase of research is to choose which experiments to run right now to de-risk your leads. The problem is biology is hard. So you wait for cells to incubate or for animals to be born. And when every experiment takes a quarter to run, you have 6 tries to get it right before your program is cut. Even when your early experiments succeed, as program matures, research teams run into friction scaling up, especially around data management and analysis. The practices that benefited fast exploratory work in the early phase are not built to handle the large volumes of complex data that happen further down the line. And this is where teams run into the most problems. For a bench scientist, this looks like relying more on the bioinformatics team to analyze their growing data backlog and longer, riskier experiment timelines. For a computational researcher, this looks like putting out urgent one-off analysis fires instead of developing a robust pipeline to track and record data issues in the long run. And for a team leader, this looks like spending more time finding data than leveraging it to guide the program. Being unable to scale the program could mean never getting to the clinic because you couldn't show enough proof in time. At Ontologic, we formalize data infrastructure so that our customers can make sense of their science. With our platform, computational researchers can develop novel analyses in a browser-based IDE and then quickly cast their code into a reusable workflow that runs on the cloud. This frees them up to focus on analyzing data for others to build on. Bench scientists can then use these workflows with the click of a button. No more waiting on others for new code for every new experiment. They can now look at the results directly and determine how successful their experiment was. And by gathering the important updates from these different data sources, it allows leadership to quickly get the key insights from each experiment all in one place. Now they have what they need to course correct the company and make sure that those 6 tries count. With these 3 functions, Ontologic allows scientists to focus on the science by automating the technical infrastructure that is so often a hurdle rather than a benefit. And most importantly, our platform meets researchers where they are. It's almost everything agnostic, which means no requirement for a specific programming language, compute backend, or orchestration system. It runs analyses, deploys code, and tracks data right where people need it. Together, these functions provide flexibility at every stage of research. One of our users, a cell biology researcher out of Emory, was starting a new experiment. She was facing a massive time sink trying to troubleshoot both her protocol and her analysis at the same time. With Ontologic, Alicia was able to use a field standard analysis pipeline all on her browser without having to write any code. Running her data through the platform right after every experiment, she estimates that Ontologic saves her 10 to 20 hours per month. Our dedication to serving growing teams is how we've chosen to define our beachhead market. We're working with assay development teams in pharma, CROs, and early stage biotech companies to make sure that they're scaling up their processes well from the beginning. We know that our platform can serve this market because it is built by and for scientists with software engineering best practices from Google and Cisco. Today, we're looking for design partners in pharma and biotech. We work with R&D teams of around 20 to 50 people and would love to start a POC with your group. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Joyce. Great. Let me start by asking, what is the biggest problem that you are encountering as companies look into this?
Yeah, so as we all know, it's kind of a hard time right now in biotech and pharma, as I'm sure we're all familiar. People are sort of tightening their belts and hoping that the existing resources that they've already invested in can yield the returns that they expected. And so we basically help you make the most out of your resources by supercharging the scientists that work already with them. So we take the scientific data that you already have and we track all of it for you. We automatically trace provenance and help you search through the metadata for you to be able to find the results out of the things that you already have.
Thank you. And what kinds of contacts in large biopharma would be helpful at this point to
Mhm.
connect with, and how do you adapt to like custom cases?
Yeah, so I'll answer the first one first. We're mostly focused on the discovery phase of research. So this is before you go into the clinic, so preclinical work in general. We tend to work best with companies that are developing new assays in pharma companies. So not necessarily focused on a specific asset, but trying to make a method that advances the capability of the entire company. If that makes sense. And I'm happy to talk more during the breakout rooms if you have more questions. Sorry, your second question was about
just how you adapt to custom cases, if you can give an example.
Mm-hmm. So that's kind of our biggest strong suit, our strongest suit.
Right.
Yeah, so as I said before, we have in the example that I gave with one of our customers, we gave her a pretty field standard analysis tool. But that's not the only thing that we do. We're not just providing a toolbox of existing code. Our specialty is working with custom data. So any programming language that you write in, anybody in your team who knows how to code, we basically work with them on our platform so that they can automatically package that into something that is reproducible and easy to use by everybody else. So most of our customers write their custom code on Ontologic and can easily share them with everybody in the organization immediately.
Thank you, Joyce.